What's up? I hope I'm in screen, but I don't want to do too much so I don't stop recording. What's good, y'all? I want to come on here to begin just sharing the remembering, the awakening in clear frequency and clear tones, in real talk, basically. I feel like we're seeing more of the shift, and we're seeing, at least for me, I'm learning that the evolution of self happens moment after moment in each present moment, as long as we're aware of what frequencies are happening inside of us and around us. And this week I learned something about myself that I am slowly coming to terms with. That it's never going to be a perfect moment to start. The perfect moment actually is in the now. And sometimes we just want to let go of being perceived and just to be seen. I'm in my apartment that I manifested, and I literally dreamt of the layout of this apartment and used some of the tools, all the tools that I had at my disposal from my past life experiences and timelines to anchor it in. And I think that's kind of where we are now in this new earth era, is, I don't know, like getting the knowing inside that this is real. Like, can you believe we're literally watching the shift right now? We're watching people choose either a lower frequency, which is in essence the hell frequency, or choosing the light where there is hope, and that all we need to do, and not all we need to do, is see where we need to change within ourselves to create the version of us that can take the actions necessary to get to that vision. Because we're manifesting anyways, right? We're manifesting the negative thought patterns as well too, when we dive into the what always happens, and I always get betrayed, or the idea that we can predict the future from our past. That is an illusion, because we also can predict our future with higher thoughts, with future thoughts of abundance, thoughts of knowing that we're being taken care of, but we have to stay present. And the revolution that we are looking for within the collective starts within ourselves. And I always think about this when I hear Michael Jackson's Man in the Mirror. He was literally giving us the tools, the keys. I love Michael. He was literally giving us manifestation keys to turning our inner world into our outer world. We got to watch a master manifester take his trauma from his childhood and what most people will call, I guess, maladaptive, what do they call it? Maladaptive behavior or maladaptive thinking, where you're basically in a dream world to get yourself to escape your current present. And Michael used that to his advantage, and he showed us the way on how to do it. I could go on a whole tangent on this. But I think of that to say that our only responsibility right now is to hold the frequency. Hold the frequency of hope, hold the frequency of light, to turn the TV off, like Kendrick K. says. I keep hearing the lyrics crazy. not Crazy Sexy Cool. Come on, TLC. I'm gonna have to think of the lyrics, but look up the lyrics of Turn the TV Off. He's really showing that the revolution doesn't happen on TV. The revolution happens within us, within our mind. And staying in this frequency of hope and joy is not going to be consistent. We are going to be going in waves, and that is part of the process. That is part of what living as a human is. I'm staring out at my trees. Anchoring in with Mother Nature. Being in alignment with who we are as part of nature. We've been pulled away from nature so much that we forget that nature is our nervous system. Nature is where we ground our nervous system. Have you ever sat underneath a tree and just laid your weight onto it, like leaning back onto a tree? I definitely recommend trying it because it helps you ground. And if you let the tree know that you need help, the tree and nature all around you will take the energy for you. You can transmute your heavy, dense energies that we're fighting through. I want to change fighting because I'm at the point now, and maybe you are too, if you're able to see this frequency, to receive this message, where your shadow is your bestie. Like, that's my girl. That's my guy. Like, the embodiment of the love that I have for my inner masculine and my inner feminine and my toxic masculine and my toxic feminine has been blowing my mind lately. All in the midst of, this eclipse portal. Is just so many things happening right now. This is hard, y'all. Like, this is hard, but we can do it. You're doing it. Keep doing the things that help you feel good. For me, it is practices of just sitting in silence, looking around my space and being incredibly grateful for where I've been, because I wouldn't have thought I would be here even 6 months ago. Everything happened so quickly, but slowly at the same time. If you know, you know. But also learning that processing our emotions does not require us to spend months in it without joy. And that's why a lot of people are afraid of shadow work. They think that they have to hold the shadow for inconceivable amounts of time, when in reality, if a shadow is coming up to you, wanting to be seen, where you're like, oh my God, I can feel that memory coming up, and you start to have like the sensations come through your body, it actually doesn't take that long if you begin to practice sitting with the shadow. And you can begin just by holding that feeling and telling them that they're okay for 1 minute, and then increase it to 2 minutes, 5 minutes, 10 minutes. And at some point you'll learn that, oh, it was just a sensation that needed to be felt. I didn't need to replay the past over and over and try to figure out what I did wrong in the past, unless you're doing some revision work, which is a whole other topic. But if you're here just to feel the sensation and to allow it to be seen, all it wants for an emotion and a shadow version of you coming up through your body, it doesn't want necessarily for you to replay the scene. That's not a requirement. The requirement is just to feel what they felt during that time, and to get to the point where you can ask them questions and soothe them at the same time as you would a best friend. as you would someone who's been there for you from day one. And who is your day one? You are. Your soul is your day one. My body, your body is our day ones. Like, our vessel has been with us the entire time, and our vessel holds the epigenetics of our ancestors and our lineage. And we are the channel. Like, artificial intelligence isn't just on a computer. We are the real channels. We are the intelligence that the divine comes through. But we just have to clear our body of only being able to receive shadows and pains and illusions. Is what we've been really programmed to think that is our only reality. But we live in so many different timelines and possibilities of that spectrum. So if we can live in that spectrum, we definitely can live in the higher one, right? There's another thing I was learning about myself this week. I almost self-sabotaged and became my own villain in my own story. And honestly, this is more common than a lot of us say out loud. We're so quick to villainize people outside of us from keeping us from our goals and our dreams and taking action on what God is telling us to do, where in reality, we can do it ourselves. We can do it to ourselves. We can be so scared that something that we received is so good that it's too good, that there's no way in hell you're going to be able to hold this frequency. So you start looking at past patterns to tell you, like, oh yeah, this is gonna go. This is gonna fall apart. I know it. And guess what you're doing when you do that through your thoughts and speaking out what you know? It's what you receive. It's what you're comfortable to receive. So when we are looking to hold our frequency in experiences that we normally have not been able to hold, we have to go to gratitude. We have to remember that this was a hope. This was a dream, however months, years, days ago. And when you sit in it, hold it. And remind yourself that you did this. You got yourself here through guidance, through the divine, and your guides and angels and dragons and whoever you have created in your world. Because our imagination is our world. Remember when we were kids and it was so easy to go to our imagination? I always try to go back there because that's where the dreams reside. That's where the abundance resides. However, we have to make sure that our vessels are soft enough to be able to receive those messages. Because when we're bracing and clenching so hard, waiting for the other shoe to drop, we close out the shifts and the guidance from the versions of us that are holding this higher frequency. I hope this makes sense. This is my first channel where I'm settled. The other channels that I shared before, I was still in the dark night of the soul, and reaching out was sometimes the only place where I could feel seen on this channel. But I want to switch the frequency of that, and I think this is the beginning of it. If there's anything else, no, not right now. But hey, if you made it this far, my name is Jim. I'm so glad that you're here. I'm so glad that you made it here. You are one of one. You are a divine being, and you are safe. And regardless of what's happening on our phones in this world, remember to always come back to self. And if it's not happening to you in this now moment, that is an opportunity to pray. That is an opportunity to really get back into alignment with your truth, that you are always going to be taken care of. We don't have to live in this frequency. We're going to watch other people live in this frequency, and I think that's the hardest part. As a channel, as an empath, but I really have been hearing it's time to be an embodied empath. It's time to be an empath that understands their light and their dark and befriends it and partners with it, so that when people project their own shadows on you, it doesn't hurt as bad, because you've come to peace with your own, and yours are the ones that are the most intense, right? Those are the ones that really wake you up at 3 o'clock in the morning, wondering how things are going to shift, just trying to keep you safe. Those are my thoughts. I'll see you the next time. Bye.